Today we have a Scott's mower. It's a heavier duty one. It's supposed to be, well, ideally supposed to be. It's in pretty good shape though. It's basically the identical thing to Arlene's. I honestly can't tell a difference except for the stickers right there. That's the difference. But we have a predicament. The owner brought it to me and said that it starts and doesn't start. I asked, you mean at the same, it starts one time but it won't start again after? He said no, it starts and it doesn't start at the same time. Okay, so we're going to figure out what that means. I'm assuming what it means is it starts for about 10 seconds and dies, but you know, that's just my assumption what that means. So I'm going to prime it. It has a primer bulb. Put you down and we'll take a look. Hopefully we figure it out. Primer bulb works. Full of good oil. Gas is in there. I don't know what condition the gas is, but there's some in there. The brake seems like it's not moving very far, but let's try it. Almost seems like there's no governor. Let's look at the spring on it. So I'm just going to apologize now. I recently purchased a new microphone to make it hopefully better. And this is the test video. So we're going to see how this works. That way, if there are any loud noises, just prepare yourself. There will be loud noises. But in hopes that I can provide a higher quality, I wanted to give this a try. That rod should move. It's not. Let's see. Currently it's set to idle, or the equivalent of what idle should be. Now it moved. So when you set this, it's on full throttle when it first turns on, but it, after a while, will go down to a more appropriate level, about 3600 RPM, once the engine starts running. So I want to make sure it's going to run the other way too. I don't like that. I'm going to take these off, then we're going to take a closer look at the carb, see what's going on there. Pretty much determined there's something funky going on with the governor arm. The carb seems fine, it doesn't seem like it's stuck. So there's 3/16, and then there should be 4 3/8 on the front and on the back, and that's going to pull off this cover, so I'm going to do that. In addition, there's also a 5/16 for the oil. So I was noticing that before, this piece, which you can't see, it's kind of touching the governor arm. So this is the governor arm. It's a little squishy. So I'm trying to figure out like why. Like right now it should be moving, but it's not. Okay, so holding this down, it moves. But now it's stuck again. Is it the carb maybe? The carb just sticky. Just take the carb off. I'm going to take the fuel line off first. Two things tell me that someone's been in here before. One, this gasket doesn't look the greatest. I think there's 2 of them on there. And there's 2 of them on there. This is the right one though, so that's good. The second part is, that's not where it's supposed to go. That is supposed to go in there. That's why there's this little rubber piece in the center to kind of keep the play down. I'm going to change it and we'll take a look at it then. Instantly I can tell it's already better. It's on full throttle now. It's still a little sticky. But it's not stuck. So, well, also, it's just because of that. The fuel line and this little tin is in the way. It's kind of rubbing against the arm. So, I'm going to put it back together and we'll give this a shot. Something to bring up too. The reason why this tin has 3 little slots in there is for 1 to be sticking out and 2 to be in. That way this doesn't flap in the wind. Same thing with this one. This one, if it's not like this, you will get a whole lot of noise, especially when you first turn it on. You're thinking that there's something rubbing, and there is. The magnet from the flywheel will actually push this in. You'll hear like a ting, 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 ting. Got everything done, put it back together. Before I really put the final piece on, I did move the linkage around a little bit and see what exactly it would do, and it seems like it's working normally now. I think someone just took this off, rebuilt it. I was looking at the primer bulb a little more closely, and it definitely seems to be newer than I would expect. So I think someone thought they fixed it, didn't, and then now it's here. So all this could have been avoided if they just put it in the right slot. So let's try it. the kill does not work. So that's interesting. I'm going to take the cover off and take a look at it. So there's two things I'm thinking of. One, that's so corroded in there. That's not making a good connection. Or two, I somehow knocked the wire off of the coil when doing this. So I'm going to undo it again and we'll take a look at both. After looking at the cable here, it doesn't appear that it is disconnected at all. So I'm thinking it's just really nasty in there. So I'm going to take this out. It's real simple. Just press down this little tab and it comes right out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that up as best as I can, put it back, and we'll try it out again. Got all that done. Now I wanted to show this. See how this has a just ever so slight amount of play. We're going to change that. We want to bend it so it just starts to spread out the spring a little bit, and then if we need to increase it, we can. But I just like to keep it pretty much like that, and maybe just a little bit more. Just barely enough so there's no slack in there at all, and that the spring is just starting to come under some type of tension. We'll put the air filter back on and we'll give it a pull. Everything should be ready. Let's give it a try. Nope, it's not ready. We need to put the spark plug in and give it a couple primes. Okay, well, I don't know about anyone else, but that definitely looks like it will run. I don't know, maybe it also doesn't run at the same time like he said. Either way, I would consider that a win. So what happened here? Well, we couldn't shut it off because the connection was so grimy that it wasn't making ground. If it doesn't make ground, it can't shut off. What you heard originally was when you let go of the handle, the brake goes on the flywheel, and that brake slowed it down and made it run a little nastier. That's really about it. In addition to that, if you are cleaning, make sure you put the linkage in the right hole, and you make sure to put those tins in the right slots. If you don't, that first tin that's on the cylinder can very well interrupt the travel of that linkage. So if you do have that problem, it could be the exact opposite. It could be just constantly revving too high, could be doing the revving too low. We don't know. Just depends on what obstruction is happening. More likely than not, if you're going to have that problem, you're going to have too high of a rev, because it's not going to allow it to pull it back all the way. Because like I said, when you first start it, it's at full throttle, and then once it starts going, it lowers the throttle. And it looks like I have a pincher bug. Great. Let's see if I can get it with the fuel pliers. I did. Yeah, I threw it right back on the bag. Great. Anyway, so yeah, if you're having a shutting down problem, a low RPM problem, or if you fixed it and still is having this problem, keep an eye out for this. Okay, if you like what you see, keep watching, subscribe, definitely put a thumbs up. That helps me. Catch me on the next video. Later.